Hello, hello. Uh, okay, so now I know it's been a while since I did the part one, but it'll be fine. I just gotta do part two now, where I'm surprised to hit to around almost 15 subscribers now. Around that time, things have been quite busy for me, but enough about me though. Let's go more into the mall now. So I'll resume it from part one. Hopefully, I kind of had to refold the entire base because I lost the original. Anyways, but we'll continue folding this guy. I can't remember most of like the detailing part, so I'll kind of fold along the fly and see how this goes. But I'll try and make more sense of what I'm trying to do here, and hopefully this we can all get this to work. So first of all, I don't like this middle flap right here. Kind of randomly sticks out, so I want to get rid of it. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm pretty much just gonna try and do some more, I don't know, just some more advanced box plating techniques just to push it up a little bit higher. It's not gonna hide it really, but it'll kind of put it in a more reasonable spot where I just kind of don't want to having like on the leg. So that's what I'll try and do, and I'm hoping this all makes sense. And sometimes I should stop saying that because that's just too much anxiety. But from here, we'll get this part here. So yeah, I mean, it looks a little bit more reasonable. Maybe not perfect, but at least the FNAF characters aren't really. So kind of makes sense from there. So now, as you'll notice here, so when we get into the legs, so right here, Foxy has just 3 toes. So we kind of want to get those right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just basically fold this part right here, at least a valley fold to mark it, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to just mark this for basically a close sync, and there's this little triangle flap, let me see if you can see it, this little triangle flap right here that I could basically gonna do a close sync on it. And so that's why I kind of wanted to fold that little flap that was kind of in the way. It also just kind of, well, oh gosh, just kind of helps there. Okay, so right here, I'm gonna do a close sync. And this will get the pleats we need to make those toes. Just right there, so that should look good. And so trying to think of what I'm going to be doing here next. I'll actually come back to the toes later. I'm kind of going to be jumping back and forth again. I just kind of need to remember this since it's been a little bit, but this should work. Also, let's have Bonnie here. So next, let's actually start working on the mouth here. And as you can tell with Foxy, like, he doesn't have too much details going on the body, but the head, of course, is the main focus. And so I'm going to try and create the head. I might need to refold him sometimes, but hopefully this will make sense for me here. Because as you'll see right here, I mean, yeah, I could fold it like that, but the mouth together aren't looking quite as well. Especially this one, which looks like some kind of chest piece, which I actually used for Chica's bib when I folded her. But, like, of course, I used it for Foxy's bomb mouth because relatively he has a bigger mouth. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reposition it just so we can actually hook on to, well, the top mouth correctly. And to do that, again, this is super complex for a reason, so I'll try to get this to work. So I'll go from here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of open this part up, and I'm going to do this. And I'll unfold the model to show the crease pattern too, since visually it should hopefully work for those who are used to that. Yes, I played a little bit of Security Breach. Hopefully they'll fix all the bugs in it. Yeah, so this part is definitely gonna have to be like just get them out there and be sure it's kind of neat. But like I said, the FNAF characters aren't neat, so just try the best I can to at least get it to work, especially visually. So yeah, so something like this. Although I'm probably going to push it up a little bit more because that does not still look as well for what I want it to be. I don't know how this base kind of gone a little bit janky. I actually had to rewatch my part 1 just to get this. And I'm really hoping to actually fold all of the Smash characters. That would be pretty fun. But without getting off topic though, so this is the mouth, and what's important is that you have these two flaps here. These are going to be used for Foxy's teeth. Whoops. Because, I mean, yeah, obviously he's going to, well, he just has teeth, so, because he's a fox. So we'll be sure we get that. So, okay, so that'll be nice there, and I guess I'll, yeah, just, like I said, I'll kind of show a brief crease pattern just to kind of see what I did. And I guess, honestly, it's not super clear, because I kind of did it at random, which generally that's kind of my habit with Origami, but right here, just, let me just kind of, I want to be sure this is visible to see, just let me know if I'm doing this right, okay? So we can all do right. Now, let me collapse this back over. This will take a sec. Okay. Okay, so this looks good. At least to me. Why does my phone keep doing that? So this is what I'll get from here for the mouth. And now I want to get flaps for the ears, because, of course, he has those. So to get the ears, and just, again, trying to figure out here, what I'm going to do looks like, crap, yeah, I can't remember this too well. Let me just look very quick. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do, because of course I kind of have like this random kind of valley here where I'm pointing at. So what I'm going to do is I'll get this flap up like this. So kind of to stick out like a little ear flap. That's just about there for the get-go, so again, let me just kind of redo it. And I can actually see my recording, so at least that can make it easier for me to see. So yeah, so there we go. And the ear is still a little bit kind of a little too low. It might be a little bit difficult to get it there. So I'm actually going to do a little bit of some more shifting. And yeah, this entire part here is kind of a little bit weird. But what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to... I mean, hopefully Origami experts are watching this only. But right here, I'm actually going to move this ear to here. And that should give it some better length on the top. And, okay, I mean, this is... Yeah, this is looking a little bit better now. I kind of need to remember how I got the other ear, though. Well, yeah, but I'll stick with that for now. And yeah, I mean, really, you could do whatever you want. Just detailing is just all in your favor. So kind of to note that. So next, I'll try to see how to get the other ear. I'll prepare myself better next time. So I'm actually gonna get this flap moved. And hopefully with some good positioning. I mean, how did I get this? Here, let me figure this out myself very quick. Actually, this will be fine. This is actually fine because it does give him a tall forehead. So what I'm actually going to do here, and you can kind of make this like a fold along kind of thing too. So see, let me try doing some of this. Just to be honest, I could have put it right here. Okay, yeah, and I'm also gonna get rid of this flap and I'm actually gonna create and I'm gonna shift it. So what I did here was that I moved this flap and I kind of pushed it in, but I'm actually gonna try to relocate it to right here to hopefully create the eyes on Foxy. And they're not going to be too big of a eye flap. I'm trying to be sure the ears are turning out okay. Or here, let me move the eyes a little bit up here. Or at least the flap for the eyes. Oh, you know what? I remember how he did it. So rather than, because the mouth is actually still pretty large, which I guess for Monty is pretty good, but what I'm actually going to do here is I'm going to sink this top part of the mouth like this. And then just push this flap up here. And this should, yeah, this looks way better. Just like that. And then with this gunk here, just shift it a little bit. And okay, so this looks more reasonable because now I have flap for the eyes. So I should get it something like this. Or wait, is this right? No, I hate this so much right now. No, wait, that's right. Oh, because I actually need to extend this flap, the eye flap, a little bit more. I'll try to visually show it. Well, of course I am, but I mean, like, just kind of show the side view of where the flap should go. And okay, so this looks, yeah, this looks way better. And as for the bottom mouth, I'm also going to move it a little bit more. Honestly, this is kind of the folding I did to detail Foxy. So, my fault for creating some not good, well, consistent proportions to folding this. But hopefully you get something like this. So, let me be sure this actually looks good, especially for the ears too, I think. But basically, this is what you should get right here. Hold on. Okay, yeah, so right here, kind of looks like a bird, but yeah, but you'll get the eyes, the top mouth, and the bottom mouth, and hopefully they'll look like a duck in front, which are actually going to be used for the teeth. And this top part should be for the ears. I know it kind of looks kind of small, or just not that much to detail, but I'm going to fix that here by doing some of this. Oh, I don't want to make the arm too small. I guess I could shift it up a little bit more, to be honest. And let me get this here. Honestly, this, well, yeah, I kind of wish I was doing everything on this side, but, oh, actually, yeah, because I need to, just talking to myself, being sure I'm getting this right, but let me maybe use some unused stuff that I have going on just to hopefully make this a little bit better by some case. Well, I don't know. I'm going to have to stick with what I'm doing here. So, probably didn't make sense, but basically now this is what you should get for the flaps for the heads now. So, yeah, that looks like good room there. Okay. So let me kind of move on to some of the easier stuff like the arms first. So now I'm actually going to detail this arm here, which looking at this, yeah, it looks good under my eyes. So what I'm going to do with the arms, and it's kind of preferring it whether you want to like just fold them down or like crimp them in. Well, actually folding down is way better like this. So fold it behind like this, which shouldn't be that difficult. As far out as you can. Okay, and then right here I'm going to do sinks to create, I'm going to do a bunch of inside reverse folds to get some, to create the fingers now. So that should be one sink, and then do 2 more times. One more. I don't really need to show it because it kind of looks obvious. Okay, yeah, so now we got the fingers. Very crawly. I mean, well, well, yeah, spiky, good for claws on the hand, which is great. Let's see, let me be sure this is good proportions. Yeah, that works. Just fold this out more. Sometimes I like to take this part here and kind of push it in here just to kind of lock the arm a little bit better. And maybe I'll do stuff like this too, like where I kind of get this any way you want it. And then right here, I'm just going to fold this up. Do a little swivel fold here will work. Again, we just want to give him a nice narrowed arm. And yeah, and also, yeah, Foxy's looking kind of tall, so that could definitely get changed eventually. But I'm right now worried about the top proportions. That way the bottom proportion just doesn't have that much details compared to the top. But right here, I easily got the hand here, the one without the hook. But for this side here, I'm gonna first sink this part in. So kind of spread sink it like this just to get a narrow flap there. And you can also kind of do like multiple amount of these, which might make it work easier just to get more narrowed. So I'll just do it 3 times here. This part shouldn't take too long though, since there's not going to be not too much crazy stuff apart from the head, but this is just a super complex model. But right here, so I got these parts synced in, especially for the hook. And then for the hook, I'm just going to fold it out just like the other hand. It's nice and long too, just so that way I could get better, because the hook is just longer in general, which is pretty good. I also used this long flap as well for Freddy's microphone and Chica's cupcake. I had to fold Bonnie a little bit differently, but I chose Foxy because relatively he's a popular character in FNAF, if that's true. Okay, so yes, let me just do this again just to lock it better. Kind of my favorite way of doing it. I actually kind of want to stop right here because this flap is actually going to be used to create these 2 little furs on the back, which Foxy has. And honestly, that's going to be the, well, I don't know. It could be complex or understandable either way, but I shouldn't over-exaggerate too much. But right here, for this other hook for the hand, let's see, so proportion-wise, well, let me first narrow it. And I'm going to narrow it this way in separate layers. So I'm actually just going to narrow this top part on this layer. And then I'm actually going to do a swivel fold in here, like so. Just like that. And then I'm also going to do a, so right here. And then I'm also going to narrow the hook even more by getting this swivel fold here along with the back. They're really tiny, at least on this paper. So something like this. And from here, I'm also going to hide these flaps here because I don't want this layer to get in the way. So I'm actually going to do a little close sync right here just to hide it, just to push that layer away. Also, close syncing it will also hook the arm better. So just like that, so the arm looks a little bit cleaner on this side. And I'll do it on the back side too, just to make it, well, I guess to me it just makes sense. And also just keeps the layers a little bit more even. Okay. So there I go. Yeah, I swear the arm is a little bit narrow. I don't know, maybe because the mall looks tall right now. And for this little flap right here, we could just go ahead and also sink it in. So if I just look here with the camera, get these two flaps synced in. Mostly just shoving it, so there we go. There we go. Great. Looks pretty good. And yeah, and also right here, it is very long compared to the hand. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm actually going to basically do a pleat fold. This will make the, oh, hold on. Let me first, do a pleat fold first. I keep getting ahead of myself of what I want to do. Let me pleat fold here just to get a gesh right. Yeah, this looks pretty good. Although why does... Oh, you know what? Actually, I don't want to pleat fold it because I want to get to this flap here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically move it up more. So just right along here, just pushing it up more just to get to this part of Foxy's head like that. Okay, and I'll make the arm a little bit shorter too by turning this into the fur flap. And what I'm going to do here now is that I'm going to pull this flap out like this. And make it kind of stick out a bit, which isn't sticking out too much, which can actually work well with the long arm flap I have here. Which I should have gone to narrowing that much. So I'll actually just basically shorten the arm and use that as my advantage to get it sticking out like that. So I hope you saw all of that. But yeah, basically, I'm literally just doing this. Let me be sure the arm is there, and yeah, so that looks better. And I get this fur on the head sticking out more. As for the other fur, I actually might need to fold it on this side, actually, right here, because I'm going to do this. Or actually, what will make work better, I might use this flap here. Again, if I planned this out better, I think I would have been better explaining it. Crap, I don't know. I think I'll use this flap to give the arm a little bit more flexibility. And you know, just send me images of your finished folding designs of this. I would really love to see from you guys. Especially now that I have this, I guess now this little group of subscribers. So, but if you want to subscribe, you can, but I'm not going to force you to too harsh. Yeah, so I'll just put this flap all the way up here this time. And then this is actually where I'm going to make the body a little bit shorter, but I think I'm going to actually detail the head so I can kind of look at it. So for the eyes, so I actually make the eye patch visible because I actually did a open sync on it, or spread sync. So how I'm going to do the eyes, at least for the eye patch part, is that I'm going to pull this flap out, so at least you'll kind of get this here, or it looks like you can actually spread sync it. And when you get it there, you should hopefully get something that looks like an eye patch. Let me pull this out more because I don't want to add too much lines onto it. Okay. And then as for the other eye, I'm gonna basically make it like more of a hole instead of a like a squash sink here. This of course just kind of helps just because I do want to add the eye patch. It's pretty cool, I guess. So yeah, so really all I just did was just kind of fold this flap down like this. And then I just oh my gosh, I just fold this, I take this tiny little tip here and then I just fold it across like this. But this should work. And then let me be sure I get the eye folded up a little bit. And okay, that should be good. It'll look a little bit more different from my other Foxy, but should still be recognizable. And so for the mouth, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fold these corners in. So like this, gives him a little bit of some buck teeth, but, or actually I'm not gonna do that. I'm actually gonna fold it like this because I need to narrow the mouth a little bit more anyways. And I'll fold it out. So you'll get something like this here. I kind of had to change it a bit here. Also, this part is a little bit thick for some reason. So I'm actually just going to sink it in just so it doesn't get in the way. Okay, so it's all in there. And I'm going to then do the same thing right here. So there we go. Actually, how did I do the teeth? Actually, it's actually a little bit weird with how we got the teeth. Never mind. So don't do that. But you're actually going to fold these in. And then fold this flap up so you could get the nose. And right here, I'll try my best here, but you'll get these here. And you kind of want to basically narrow it. To make it look like teeth, hopefully. I don't know. I don't think that's... Seriously, how do I do it? Yeah, so you're just gonna get this up here and do something like this on the side, and then you're just gonna pinch it up and then narrow this part, and that should look like teeth, hopefully. So, okay, I'll narrow the mouth a little bit more. Although it kind of looks like an anteater. Man, I can't get this today. Let me actually pull this layer out. Let me pull some of the layers out here. And yeah, that looks much better, just using the layers instead. So let me do the same thing here. So I'm gonna pull this inside part out. Oh gosh, this part here. And I'm just gonna pinch it down. Yeah, also, yeah, I don't know how the mouth looked too big on the original design. Let's be honest, I mean, his mouth isn't that huge, just long. But, okay, so I'll get this here. I guess this will look better when I get the bomb part, but yeah, so there's the teeth, there's the eyes. So then for the bottom mouth, it's a little bit easier to do. Literally, you'll just fold it out like this. And then you're actually going to use these two parts right here as the teeth. So something like this. And use them to become more visible like teeth. And yeah, so that looks a little bit better. Yeah, I kind of need to play around with the mouth here. Okay, yeah, so that's how I kind of got the mouth here. You can add more teeth if you want by using some of the layers, maybe doing a little bit of pleats, but I don't really have the time to do that. Plus, the paper is pretty small, so it might be a little bit tedious for me. But yeah, so this is kind of what I have for the head. And for the ears, mainly just want to get them folded out like this as best as you can. See how kind of pinch this part inwards. Yeah, and being sure that the ears are a little bit nice and narrow. And there we go. So those are the ears, although I could probably make them a little bit bigger looking. They're not going to look animatronic. Why? I mean, not look animatronic. Or not look as mechanical like. As long as you could get a nice, scary looking Foxy here, then. And yeah, wow, that actually looks way better than my. I'm doing details actually way better this time. And kind of making it wrinkly too makes it look pretty cool. So, okay, so that's the head. Well, almost, because I still need to get the fur out more. But that's also because I'm going to be making the body a little bit shorter because it's still really tall. Before I do that, though, I'm actually going to get the legs. I'm actually going to finish doing another sink here because I don't have the flaps for the left toe part, as you can see here. So let me go ahead and get that. And then do an open or close sink, I guess, in here. Let me be sure this is good. Okay, yeah, so then I'll create these kind of sets of, let me get them spread apart. So these kind of sets of layers here. So we can 1, 2, 3. Just get just get 3 for the toes. Otherwise, just 2 if you have Chica. And then I'm gonna do an LS stretch. I think is what's called. And the way I'm gonna do this is I'm gonna do a bunch of inside reverse folds. Oh gosh, on this bottom part here. And do that several times. So let me just quickly do it in front of me. And okay, so maybe get something like this. But otherwise, with that, I'm gonna mount and fold, at least from this back view here. Something like this. And honestly, you don't really need to. If you're good at doing this kind of stretch, you don't really need to do... Yeah, why is this so spread off? Like... You don't really need to do all those inside reverse fold sinks. But right here, I'm going to basically fold it in and out, and it kind of pyramids this top as we get less and less layers as we go along. You can also actually unfold the whole design and actually just crease it ahead of time to make it a little bit more neater. But I can hopefully do this myself here. And right here, I'm also going to add... try to get this right here. And create this little detail right here. So, okay, and yeah, so the legs are still really tall. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, the body looks fine. The legs are really tall for some reason, so... Wait, did these come from the corner flaps? Yes, they did. I must have... Okay, yeah, so... Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, they did. Okay, so... I'm actually gonna... basically pleat the legs behind like this. Maybe to the point where I'm happy with the leg length. I mean, the length of the legs. So hopefully something like... this looks good right here, I think. Here, let me do an open sink, a spread sink like this. To narrow the legs and make it a little bit easier there. Okay. And right here, I'm then going to try and extend this flap a little bit more. And I should honestly just try and invent new models on stream. Or, no, on live. I'm not doing Twitch. What am I saying? So kind of do something like this here. Same thing with the other leg here. I'm just going to pleat it up. Just to, of course, be sure it's the same length as the other leg. Important to note. And I get these folded up. And okay, so now the legs are looking much better length. Except this leg is for some reason feeling a little bit taller. Okay, there we go. And I'll narrow this side of the leg a little bit more as well by doing another open sink like this. And then right here, I'm actually gonna bring up this layer out. This is just to get some details on around the belly. And of course, Foxy's a worn out animatronic. Of course, I can't make the holes inside of his body, of course. Otherwise, I'd be doing Origami. Oh, this is kind of getting a little bit unfolded too when I do this. Okay. The head is kind of getting a little bit worse, but basically now at this, well, let me be sure I go over the final. Oh gosh, what? Yeah, the other fur piece, something like this, hopefully. So let me try and get it there. So I'm gonna I try to remember how I exactly got this. Once again. Come on, maybe get this one flap extended more. Let's see, let me get this part folded up. And okay, that actually might work. So then I'm just gonna fold this behind because it's kind of sticking out back here for me. Okay, yeah, so at this point I'm gonna be detailing this at my own pace. So I'm actually gonna if I can crop some of this off, I'm gonna skip ahead of this. So yeah, so I'm just gonna fold, and then I'll show the final result once I'm done. Because yeah, at this point you can just call it good for this. But I'll definitely show off the final details I have. Maybe go over a few things as well. And also it's easier to fold details on the model when you're not lying it flat on the ground. So let me just go ahead and do that. Oh, I need to see these. And yeah, so after some uh, quick detailings, this is the result of Foxy here, and if I could give you a good look of how I was able to detail him. Um, yes, this is kind of what I have on the back view here. The hand, the hook for the hand with the hook. The head, of course, pretty sick looking. And then the body, I didn't need to work too much on because honestly, like, again, if it looks sturdy, then great, because that's exactly how he's supposed to be. And then the feet right here, and yeah, he's, I don't know, kind of ended up being a little bit different. Not only was he left-handed on the hook, but I don't know, just some other proportions. But that's kind of why I have for now for Foxy. And holy crap, I guess like the Foxy video was getting so much views at this point, and and there was and I really was getting some more subscribers, and I really need to get part 2 done, or else some people might be mad at me. But I hope it was clear. I mean, obviously I was kind of folding on the fly, but I'll try to get something else to work out with all of this, because I mean, obviously I'm a little bit more busier now, but all should be going well. And in the meantime, though, as always, thanks for watching. Always appreciated. Bye bye.